This is what crazy looks like. A narcissistic sociopath cannot love.
The AC out through that window, put everything out through that window because my door was locked. So somebody broke in, and immediately I'm like, okay, it's my ex down the street. This dude admits everything in text messages. So when I show the cops like, yeah, he did it. And he's like, oh, well, I've been living with you, so it's basically our house. He's not on the lease, hasn't been living with me. You know, he just comes over whenever we want to, like, fall asleep together, but he lives in his mom's house. Huge mama's boy, like, to where it's like, okay, do y'all do sexual acts together? Because it's really, really weird how close y'all. How he took my key, made a copy. I know that wasn't true right off the bat, because whenever I started to see that me and him were going to break up, I kept taking the key away, so he wouldn't, like, have it on his person. He's like, oh, I left it in the house, I didn't break in. The cop took pictures. It's my baby. And she calls him daddy, so it's really, really sad that he's like doing this, because it hurts her. But so chicken shit that they don't even answer the door, right? And as I'm answering the door, she's still texting me, so I'm showing the cop, and the cop's like, that's strange, she won't answer the door. And I'm like, well, look, she's literally writing to me. And the cop's reading the messages, and he's like, oh, okay, I see how she is. So I'm like, you got the gist of her character, huh? He's like, yeah, I see how she is, ma'am. So, you know, cop confirmed everything I said, and it's like, look, I have to go file this, and then after I'm done filing it, I have to obtain a warrant, so then I'm able to go inside the house, unless like they catch him out and about, right? But other than that, they would have to obtain a warrant, which he's going to try to do.
That's not how it works, honey. So she tried to have my son arrested for something that he didn't do, a felony, which is exactly what she did to her baby daddy. She would ruin somebody's life for the rest of their life out of vengeance because they broke up with her?
She called and said, oh, the reason I didn't answer the door is because I'm getting surgery. And I'm like, sir, what's your email real quick? Gives me his email. I sent him a screenshot. I said, did you get it? I sent him a screenshot of her telling me that she didn't go to the hospital. And she did not go to the hospital. They were just barricading themselves inside. And I showed him, and I'm like, sir, they're obviously lying. He's like, yeah, I thought they were, but unfortunately we'd have to get a warrant, but I'm working on it right now. So he's doing that. Thank God. And then she has like enough nerve to be like, you know, I didn't go to surgery because of you. This is how you treat us, blah, blah, blah. Can you talk about the definition of a narcissist? Like, oh my God. That's crazy. The narcissist, somebody that will do you wrong and then act like the victim when you get mad at them. Narcissistic much.
That's you.
That's you, bitch. That's you. You nasty old person. And she brags about having AIDS, which is weird. It's like, if you have AIDS, just say
I don't
that.
even know what to say. You are sick. Like, really, really crazy sick. You are the one who is a narcissist. You do all this stuff. We still don't engage with you, and you continue to make posts. By the way, I don't have AIDS. I don't know where you're getting that from. Just because my ex-boyfriend from 20 years ago has AIDS now, and I told you about it, doesn't mean that I have AIDS. I didn't sleep with him when he had AIDS. He didn't have it when I was with him. He liked girls then. He's bisexual now. In addition, I've never, ever been afraid to talk to the police. Ever. I've never barricaded myself anywhere. As you can see, I most certainly did have surgery. Ended up in the hospital for 4 months, learning how to walk again, almost lost my life. Almost 2 weeks later, after I had that surgery that day. You do know that you don't go to the hospital to have surgery and stay overnight, right? You go into an outpatient surgery center, you have surgery, and you come home. It was 6 p.m. when you saw me, dumbass. You are the stupidest motherfucker I have ever met. You ugly, saggy, boobed, flat-assed bitch. Your mom's gonna dig you in a hole that's so deep, you're never gonna be able to crawl out of it.
watch any of her videos because cringy. Even the cops that came out was like, sir, do you want to see her YouTube channel and see what kind of person he is? He said, I do not want to watch her YouTube channel. He said, I do not want to. So serious. And I started laughing, and I'm like, I'm just trying to give you a gist of what kind of person she is. Like, no, I could tell. He's like, she just kept going on and on and on, wouldn't even let me get a word in. So I said, all right. And I got all I needed by that, by seeing how she is. And I was like, I'm telling you. So anyways, after all of that, called the landlord on the fact that they broke into your house, you know, that's illegal. And once I get them the report, they're going to kick them out, if not sooner. I don't want to tag her name or put a picture because she's so desperate for any kind of attention from anybody that she would love if I like mention her in here. But I'm just going to turn the comments off and let her watch this over and over and over again.
You are such an uneducated idiot. Why would a cop want to watch somebody's YouTube channel that he doesn't know? That's a dumb thing to say. And why would you ask them? Why? Because you're an uneducated imbecile. That's why. I didn't watch your video over and over again. This is my second time watching it. My son has never seen it. He's never seen any of your videos, including the one you sent through Messenger, including the ones you sent through text, including the ones you sent through fake Facebooks. He doesn't watch them. He doesn't care about you. He stayed with you in the end because your mother had called CPS and the police on you, and you were not communicating with her because she's a horrible person. But hey, when you went back to her, he was like, well, she's not alone now, so I can fucking get on with my life. You think he enjoyed fighting every single night with you? Every single day? He couldn't go anywhere because you were jealous if a cashier smiled at him. You sick little twerp. I wish I had video of when you were sitting here and I told you about that nurse who took the splinter out of his leg. Guess what? That nurse is the girl who he's seeing. And that's a badass little bitch right there with a great education and a job. He left you because you didn't have a job and you wouldn't get a job and you wouldn't get up and take care of your child. On top of all that, you wouldn't take a shower. You wanted to know why things changed between y'all? Well, because you wouldn't take a shower and you stunk. Your feet were dirty, your shoes were dirty, your clothes were filthy. Your child was filthy because she would play in the dirt at my house and you wouldn't give her a bath for 5 days. You'd have to be told by my son to give her a bath. You're a sick, crazy person and a narcissistic sociopath. It's narcissistic, not narcissic. And I'm not one, but you are. I'm an empath. I care about people. I would have never left a dog laying in its own shit and vomit to die alone because I wanted to go somewhere. You sick ass. But that's you and your mom. That's the way you are. I have never had one of Chase's girlfriends come to me and ask me about their sex life. Or tell me about it, for that matter. It's none of my business. I never got involved in your relationship. You brought me in. What girlfriend comes and asks her mother's son, her son's mother, does he like his thing sucked? I don't fucking know. How the fuck would I know? That's the way you and your mom talk. You're with your brother sending your mother dick pictures and her fucking looking at them. How sick is that?
I don't even know what that means.
And you looking at them. And while we're talking about houses, let's talk about your house with the pissy hedgehogs where I couldn't even come in because it stunk so damn bad. with piss, and how when you got rid of the hedgehogs, you had a pile of shit underneath the side of the cabinet with maggots in it because you hadn't cleaned the cage. Let's talk about that and how filthy your house was. Let's talk about my birthday. You say I'm an addict. Let's talk about my birthday when you bought champagne and Xanax and pills and weed, right? And expected me to get fucked up with you. What did you say to me? Well, I expected you to get fucked up with me, but you could barely talk. You don't even remember saying it. You were so barred out. But I have you on video. And I said, why would you think that I would get fucked up with you? I don't get fucked up anymore. While you're saying that I'm an addict that got my son hooked on pain pills. I don't even take pain pills at all or bring them in the fucking house. The only time I did was after I had surgery and was in the hospital for 4.5 months. You dummy. God, you're dumb. You don't remember anything. And it's not that you're dumb. You're just a fucking liar. You're a liar. You are a liar. I have never met anyone in my entire life who lies as much as you lie. And you know what? There ain't nothing worse than a liar. I've been a lot of things. I've been an addict. I've been a thief. I've been all kinds of shit. But I ain't never been a liar.
If I am 60 years old, she's just like a horrible, disgusting human being. Like, she's just crazy. I don't like you. Nobody likes you. You're an evil person. You literally are like, you need to get saved. You don't believe in Jesus? How come your daughter doesn't believe in Jesus? But yet, you're just sitting there on your ass like a potato, just constantly watching molestation videos that occurred with people.
I don't care if you like me. At least I have friends. You don't, and you should at 25. In addition, I asked if your daughter knew Jesus. I think all children should be taught who he is. Yes, that's important to me. Even if I am a Christian that cusses. I watch true crime. And considering that your mother let you get molested and let your brother have sex with you and didn't do anything to prevent it, I was trying to teach you to prevent it in your child. I don't watch molestation videos. I watch true crime. And I warn you to keep an eye out for your child.
Like, you don't have jurisdiction. You don't. You're literally, he hates you. He hates coming home to you.
Well, which one is it? Does he hate me, or are we too close?
Months all together. I can't tell you how many times that poor man is crying and saying, I should have never met up with her. I should have never done that. It's the worst mistake I ever made in my life. Now I'm stuck with her. A lot of them. You know, he said that a lot of times. There was a lot of those sentences coming out of his mouth. Because you are a shitty person. I can tell you all the facts. You're a shitty person. Here, we'll make a bulletin board. Because if you tell somebody the sky is blue and they say no it's not, and you say look up, it is blue, you're the type of person that will look at the sky and see it's blue and be like, it's pink. You're tripping. That's you. Second thing you did, you're complaining non-stop about how lonely you are and alone you are, and you're gonna die alone, and you don't feel like having sex anymore because you're so old. But yet you say you got yourself in that position because of your son's father, who was a mama's boy and chose the mom over you. And that's the thing that you didn't, and you didn't win, because winning is important to you, even though you didn't win at life because you're 60 in a trailer house. 3 things that make you a bad person. She's a narcissistic. You can see by that one sentence, they knew your character. Honey, you fat little bitch. I'm not biting my tongue anymore, alright? You made him like you. I am nothing like that bitch. I actually love. I'm not on the computer. Who got molested today? Who got molested today? What'd that bitch say? That bitch wrote a bad comment on me. Let me move my roll over here. That is just projecting hate. That's the type of person. Now that's why you're in this position. That's why you're in an RV park. And that is the end of my story. So So we are proceeding with pressing charges. She's gonna try to get this video taken down, but I'm gonna download it and make copies of it so I don't give a flip. Rebecca's like, she's just so jealous of you. And this girl, oh my god, guys, it's like I don't leave her around my daughter often because it makes me anxious knowing that she like has a rotten heart. She has a rotten soul. Like just as toxic. She's very toxic. That's literally the only thing that changed since we met. I mean, you didn't win. You lost. And then you get in everybody's business. You were raped with no one. Got cracked that from the inside. But yeah, I showed the crack that Chase stuff.
Who gets excited when they talk about somebody being raped? Only you. Sick bitch. How sick that you have your child there and you were talking like this in front of her. But what do you expect from someone like you whose mother did the same thing to her? You're sick, and that's what broke your relationship. My son found out how sick and crazy you were, and he avoided leaving you earlier because he knew that you would do exactly what you did. Because you're sick, and you're crazy, and you're obsessive. There's something seriously wrong with you, and you need to be in a mental institution to get medication. Period. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You made fun of me on YouTube because I had an accident and can't walk right, and then had surgery that almost took my life. You said I had AIDS. You sent a message to my son and told him to kill me, and you'd get back together with him. He doesn't want to get back together with you. He never did. He only said that for the baby. And let me explain something to you. I never, ever said anything about my son's father messing up my life because he went with his mother. A year and 43 days after we married, after being together 9 years, he relapsed on alcohol. And when he came home, I had his bags packed, threw them in the back of his truck, and told him, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. He tried to get back together with me for the next 6 years, 5 times. And we did meet up. We lived together for 3 months, as a matter of fact. But he couldn't stop drinking. And I had stopped drinking. Do you have like some kind of like deficiency, like, you know, some genetic disorder that makes you not have the brain capacity to understand the dynamics of the world? Because you're ignorant. You literally have a post up from this pastor and you have no idea what the entire sermon was about. It was about you, dear. It was about you. You are the enemy. And I'm going to expose you. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Just touch somebody, say Sanhedrin. Anytime you meet crazy people, just say Sanhedrin.
Up here waiting on an apology from somebody who doesn't even think they did anything wrong. Who doesn't even think they did anything wrong. Who doesn't even think they did. Who doesn't even think they did anything wrong. Who doesn't even think they did anything wrong. God told John to have the people do 2 things. And it's the same 2 things that I'm going to tell you that you got to do. Ready? Repent and be baptized. That's the whole shebang. Repent and be baptized. You ready? Repent and be baptized. That's the whole shebang.
Repent and be baptized. Repent and be baptized. Now, to reject John's message is actually rejecting God. Because anytime you reject the messenger, you also reject the one who sent it. The reason why they reject John, the Sanhedrin Council is full of these kind of people. They're Pharisees, Sadducees, scribes, priests, and Levites. Church people. And whenever you get around a group of church people, it's going to be some mess. I ain't talking about Christians. Whenever you get a whole bunch of church people, not Christians, not believers, I'm talking about religious, arrogant, entitled, opinionated, set in their ways people who come in church and preach about a God who can do anything, but the only person he can't work on is them. And there's one group of people I can't stand in the world. It's church people. I don't like them. I don't like them. I like Christians. I like saved people. I like thugs. I can deal with liars and whoremongers and thieves, but I can't stand church folk. I like alcoholics. I like drug dealers and users, but I can't stand church people. The gravest disease in the world is the rejection of truth. Any person who cannot handle the truth is sicker than a person with HIV. Any person who cannot handle truth is actually in bondage. You want Bible? And the truth shall set you free. People who cannot handle the truth are actually in bondage because they believe in their opinion without facts. So they say, John, we don't mind being baptized, but what we ain't gonna do is repent. That's what they say. And the reason why they said they ain't gonna repent is because they don't think they did nothing wrong. You know, the people who are being difficult to you and who have hurt, they don't even think they did anything wrong. Like, they don't know you know that they was lying on you, so they're not gonna admit it. They don't know you know that they've been talking about you, so they're not gonna admit it. So they just gonna keep walking around acting like they didn't do anything. You're sitting up here waiting on an apology from somebody who doesn't even think they did anything wrong. They are too arrogant to recognize that they have offended you because the only offense they feel is internal and they never feel it as it goes out. They don't even think they did nothing wrong. Difficult people have a very difficult relationship with the truth. The truth always goes in the opposite of what they think. And when it goes in the opposite of what they think, they cannot receive new information because their heart is hard. When the Bible says a hard heart, it means a heart that cannot receive new information. Do you know that this relationship of difficult people is not new? Eve was the first difficult person the world ever saw. Let me prove it to you. God says to Adam and Eve, you can have of every tree in the garden, but the one in the middle of the garden, don't touch it. You understand? We clear? You got that? Difficult person. Snake comes in the garden. You know it ain't really like what he said. You can have it. You will not surely die. You're right. I didn't think so anyway. Eve didn't bite that fruit because the serpent told her to. She bit that fruit because she already wanted to. And she used his words to co-sign with her thought process. Y'all not human. Because if she thought it wasn't good, she would have already made up her mind. Stop letting people make you think that they did bad because of you. That's what they was going to do anyway. They was going to treat you that way. When they say stuff like, well, if you hadn't did this to me, I would have known they were going to do you that anyway. No matter what, it was going to be something. You be very careful with letting people in your life. There is nothing in a man's heart that won't come out in his conduct. You can find out who these people are if you would just pump your brakes and slow down and stop letting them in your life so fast. And let there be some sort of application process that's required for getting deep within your life. My mama used to say, well, don't come out in the wash. Well, don't come out in the wash or come out in the rinse. You need to shake things, and both of them are cycles. And when you're in the wash cycle, if it don't come out, put them in the spin cycle. It's going to come out some kind of way. There is nothing that's in the heart that won't come out in conduct when put in the right situation. Move the conversation from the flesh. Then you will find out. Get the conversation out of the flesh and get the conversation into the spirit, and they will reveal themselves. I say, can we get baptized without repentance? Can we get saved without forgiving people? Can we get in ministry without going through orientation? Can we preach without studying? And we sing and can't sing? You can't put nobody out of the choir if they will, and you ought to let them up there. Not if they can't sing. Why would you let somebody in the choir that can't sing just because it's a ministry? That's like letting somebody in the youth church that don't like kids. Why would we do that? You don't let pedophiles in the youth church, and you don't let folk who can't sing in the choir. And maybe that's why your life is so difficult, because you keep lowering the standard and letting people in. You keep letting people in your choir who can't sing. You keep letting people in your life who don't forgive. You keep letting people in your life who don't pray. You keep letting people in your life who don't. And when you let people in your life under the wrong premise, you will be face to face dealing with difficult people. I ain't even do nothing. How many times you heard somebody who did something say, I ain't even do nothing?
Your relationship with my son was between you and him, not me and you. I have no idea why your retaliation is strictly against me. I did nothing. As a matter of fact, my last conversation with you was a good one for 3 hours outside of the trailer because my son wouldn't come out and talk to you. But I did. And what did I tell you? I told you to calm down, be patient. People get back together all the time. But you proceeded to make 1,555 calls and messages and threaten him with his unborn child. You should literally feel like a fool, like a complete idiot. There was never a warrant issued, but they are investigating you for falsifying a police record. Yeah, because I have the text where you said you lied. That you sent from your IP address. Remember that. Everything's connected to an IP address. Here's a little something something. Me in surgery. After you told me you hoped that I would die when I had surgery. There is no love in you. You are a cruel, inhumane, horrible person. So you were shocked? What did you think was going to happen? Did you think you could keep doing this for the last 6 months? And that I wouldn't come right back at you? More to come, babe.